product dropshipping store like this is that the conversion rate is going to be higher than like running this on a general store, because it looks like this turbo mop is like a private labeled mop, and the website theme also makes it look like a nice, like high quality product, right? So another advantage of doing a one product store, especially where you have a nice theme like this, is the ability to brand the site without private labeling the product. So you can see on the product that there's no like turbo mop logo anywhere, but they've branded the site like with colors and a logo to make it seem like that product is called the Turbo Mop. And what they've also done is that, like, if you scroll down to the bottom, they also have contact@theturbomop.com. So it looks like it's a company based around this mop. And another advantage of doing this as well is that all the ad account data they've been scaling this mop on is to do with one product. So it's much easier to scale one product or an ad account. And so they'd have a separate ad account for this, as opposed to like if you were using a general store, you're scaling lots of different products through that ad account. So the disadvantages of having your typical like one product dropshipping store like this is there's no back-end email marketing or advertising to current customers to purchase other products, right? So if you want to increase your lifetime value and your repeat purchase rate, you need other products for the customers to buy. And if you only have a one product dropshipping store, there aren't really any other products. So you'll get a really high conversion rate on the front end, but on the back end, there's not much you can really do. I mean, they've got that extra cloth, but that will be an upsell on the front end. Whereas to increase your lifetime value, you sort of need something on the back end. And another thing is that the sales cycle of a product will eventually die down. So there'll come a point where this mop eventually starts to die down, and all the revival attempts might not get the same return on ad spend as they were getting previously when they started the store. So as the product cycle starts to die down, it's a bit difficult to launch another product, especially if you have the product in the URL name. So that's one type of one product dropshipping store. So obviously one product dropshipping stores can work well, like on the front end especially, but what I'd recommend is having a small niche store with one driver product and multiple secondary products. So a good example of this is this Lux phone case. So this is like a phone charging case that's been private labeled, so they've got their own logo on there, but this is their main driver product. So they drive all their traffic to this product page, and all their front end acquisition comes through this page. But if we go to their catalog, they've got other products here which they're promoting in their back end, like on their email, and also advertising to current customers, like the wireless charging pad. And also they've got foldable wireless chargers and this other type of charging pad and this premium bracelet here. So they have other products to advertise to their current customers too. And one other example of another store that does this really well is Pacific Northwest. So they've private labeled a foldable backpack, which is here. So this is their driver product, which they send all their traffic to. And then they have these secondary products here that they also sell on the back end. So the main advantage to having a niche store with one driver product and then multiple secondary products is that the AOV will be higher, as customers will come on and purchase multiple products. They won't just purchase that one product. And then you can also sell the other products from the back end. So in my opinion, you shouldn't go ahead and create a one product store for every single product you test, because like setting up a store takes a lot of time, and especially if you're new and you don't have systems in place, it's going to take even longer. So my recommendation is to always start with a general store so you can test all different products on that store. And once you find a winner on a general store that's lasted like a month or 2 months, then you can go ahead and create a niche store with one driver product, like these two stores, and keep the general store separate and use an ad account that's separate to run traffic to that niche store, because you're going to waste a lot of time if you're setting up a one product dropshipping store for every single product you test. And in reality, like a one product dropshipping store will increase your conversion rate by quite a bit, but a one product dropshipping store is not going to turn a non-winning product into a winning product. The product still needs to be hot and you need to be able to sell it. And to prove the concept that you'll be able to sell it, you should run it on a general store first.
So one of the things that I really strongly advise you to do is stop thinking about, you know, how to make money so quickly, and instead maybe when you pick a product, realize the niche that it's in, and then start doing a little bit of research not only on the product itself but on the niche. And a great analogy for this, guys, is the skateboarding niche. I always say this, I always make skateboarding analogies because I love skateboarding and it's what comes to mind the quickest. But skateboarders are very specific, and if as a skateboarder, if I see a brand trying to sell me something like traditionally, then it's probably not gonna work. But if they use words that skateboarders use, like sick, or if they use or if they mention specific tricks or things that really that a skateboarder really would familiarize themselves with, then it might be a lot more effective. And it's the same thing when it comes to marketing any other product.
Hey everyone, Gabriel here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my point of view on how dropshipping is changing and how you need to adapt your strategy in order to be successful in 2019. As a lot of you know, this space changes really quickly, and so some of the strategies that were working well in 2017 and 2018 are quickly becoming outdated. And so in order to be successful and to stay consistent, you need to constantly adapt. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. I'm going to be talking about the main strategy changes that I think you should implement in order to be successful in 2019. So without further ado, let's get right into the content. So first off, I want to talk about niching down. I think that it's becoming increasingly important for people to move towards a one product store strategy or a niche store strategy in order to differentiate yourself from the mass of sellers who are just working on general stores. Now, the reason being is that general stores aren't converting as well due to the number of people that have had bad experiences with similar stores in 2017 and 2018. So if you weren't aware, dropshipping as a business model has been on a massive uptrend since 2016, 2017, and a lot of people have been getting into it and making general stores. And the thing is that people are starting to recognize the patterns of what a dropshipping store looks like. And so many people have had terrible experiences with these stores. Like, people don't like waiting more than like a week to get their products. So people aren't going to reorder if they know that it's a dropshipping store. And people are starting to get smarter and to start recognizing these stores. So you really need to move away from the image of just being a general dropshipping store. What you want to do instead is focus in on a niche or a product and build a brand around it and focus on the design. That's what I put here. You want to also place an increased focus on the store's design to avoid being perceived as just another dropshipping store. And this is really important. The thing I want to show you is a comparison of a general store versus a one product store selling the same product to show you how much more compelling the one product store is. So this is a general store here. They're selling these indestructible shoes, which was a winning product for a while. I think it's still selling pretty well. And yeah, so this is a pretty good general store. It's better than average, I would say. But the first thing that happens is when customers see all these categories, all these unrelated products, first thing they usually do is they'll check Amazon or eBay and they'll just price check because, if it's a general store, people understand that there's nothing special that you're offering, right? There's nothing unique, and a big company like Amazon's probably going to be able to offer better prices. Versus if you have a brand, people don't think like that. People are like, oh, I like this brand. I want to see what products they have. But if you have just a general store with all these unrelated products, categories, and everything, people are likely going to check eBay or Amazon to price check. So that's the first error that happens with general stores. Now, the second thing is that all general stores kind of have like same patterns, and like I explained before, people that have had bad experiences with general stores in the past are not going to order again because they're going to recognize these patterns. So some of these patterns, for example, this 43 sold in the last hour, it's super common on general stores. All this stuff right here, that's not that bad. This is pretty nice. Quantity breaks, I like quantity breaks, but even quantity breaks are starting to be kind of a pattern that people are recognizing, right? Like you don't see quantity breaks on real e-commerce brand stores. Only on dropshipping stores you see quantity breaks. Now, obviously sometimes like big brands will do deals, right? Like buy two, get one free. But this exact layout of just like buy two, 8% off, buy three, 12% off, that's kind of something that people are getting used to seeing on these dropshipping stores. Now, another thing is the countdown, the trust badges. You'll never see trust badges on like a proper brand. They don't need trust badges. And so that's another giveaway for people. And trust badges again here. This guarantee here, it's a good guarantee, but literally every store has this guarantee now. Like this is copied from Blue Crate and every store has it. So people are going to start recognizing that. And so you guys get my point. Like people are just able to recognize the patterns and they pick up that it's another store shipping from China and they're going to be less inclined to purchase the product. Now in comparison, this is a one product store selling the same product and you can see how much more compelling it is. So this brand is called Indestructible and it's indestructibleshoes.com, and all they carry is a bunch of variants of this indestructible shoe, and this one is actually the exact same one. You can compare the two pictures. It's the exact same shoe. So these guys are probably drop shipping, and it says right here, due to high demand, the delivery time will be 3 to 5 weeks. So they're probably shipping from China, right? But since they have this custom website, they have this nice brand, they can get away with it. So look how clean this website looks. Like they have a clear color scheme. They have black and red. They have all the proper sizing laid out. They have these newspaper mentions. They have custom infographic images showing what the product is, shock absorption, lifestyle photos, and it just looks really clean. And they've got this brand Indestructible, so you clearly know this store makes indestructible shoes. So you kind of think that you would think that this is the brand that invented these shoes, right? Even though that's probably not the case. They're probably just drop shipping. So, they're selling all these different stores, all these different indestructible shoes, and I'm sure you could find all of these on AliExpress or on Alibaba and just drop ship them right from China. and they built a whole brand around this winning product. So they found that indestructible shoes were selling well. It was a proven product. So they invested a lot into making this clean website, and it paid off. And to prove to you that it actually paid off, I can show you this is their Facebook page. And this is the only ad that they're running right now. But if we copy the video URL and we check out their ad, you can see that it has a lot of views. It has 14.4 million views this was about a month ago. So you can see, I mean, sorry about that. It says, I really need these indestructible shoes. So they put their own brand in the ad, and this is just a dropshipping ad. But the fact that they've got this whole brand going, they were able to really push it. And it says it has 14.4 million views. So you guys can imagine how much sales they did with that. Like, they probably did crazy numbers. And even on their product page, it literally says 3 to 5 weeks shipping. So they're not even being dishonest about their business model. Like, they're obviously not going to say we're drop shippers, but it says due to high demand, the delivery time will be 3 to 5 weeks. So people don't have unrealistic expectations, and people are still willing to order because it looks like the original maker of this product, and people don't feel like they're getting scammed. Now, the next point I want to talk about is focusing more on branding. And this is kind of a continuation of the first point that I was making, but I think this is also important to cover by itself. So first of all, this is easier to do when you have a one product store or a set of products on your store only in a well-defined niche. So for example, that indestructible shoes website we just looked at, great example, and you can do great branding with that. Or, there's a ton of brands like Hi Smile, for example. Hi Smile, they have one main product, which is their teeth whitening kit, and they can build a massive brand around that, which is actually the biggest teeth whitening company in the world. Or like Fit Tea, they just have one product and they can build a brand around it. So when you have just one product or one set of products in a well-defined niche, you can really brand that well. And so you want to transition to private labeling as soon as possible. And I understand that not everyone has the funds to do that, but if you start off with a one product store and it starts doing well, you can reinvest your profits into making it into a private label brand, and that has the potential to pay off massively. Now, another thing is you want to use lifestyle imagery for your products and sell a lifestyle with your product. Now, this is something that's going to, once again, differentiate yourself from other dropshippers. Even if you're selling products that aren't private labeled, if you have pictures in a lifestyle context, use a lifestyle to sell your products, it's going to do a lot better than people who just have normal white background photos on their stores just imported from AliExpress, right? So having lifestyle imagery for your products, and also for social media, right? You want to have a lot of lifestyle imagery on your social media pages, and that's going to help you sell a lot more. And one thing that people don't understand is that people will browse your social media pages before making a purchase from your site. So everything matters. It's not just the product page. Your social media pages, if they have a lot of lifestyle imagery, a lot of good content, people are way more inclined to actually buy a product. And so that's another big shift that's happening as people becoming more and more skeptical of these stores shipping from China with products not arriving. People are putting in a little bit more research before ordering a product. So your social media pages should have some lifestyle content, and that will make a big difference. Another thing is you can also use micro influencers to generate content. So this goes with this point here, the lifestyle imagery. The best way to do it is with micro influencers. And if you don't know what micro influencers are, they're basically influencers that have less than 50 to 100,000 followers. So basically smaller influencers on the smaller end. And those influencers usually, they don't charge much for promotions. And if you have a good product, they might be even willing to post about your product or make content with your product in exchange for the product, right? So you can either ask them, hey, I'll send you this product and can you post about it on your feed? Or you can say, hey, I'll send you this product, and in exchange, all I want is some photos with you using the product. You don't even have to post it on your feed. I just want the content. This is a great way to get some content for your brand, and it's a low-cost way to do it. All you have to do is ship the product from China and organize this whole exchange. Now, another thing you want to do to focus more on branding is you want to strive to offer faster shipping times and better customer service. And this, again, is becoming increasingly important. More and more people will send a message to your Facebook page before ordering. They'll be like, hey, what's the where are you shipping from? What are your shipping times? And so if you have good customer service and good shipping times in place, you're going to get a lot more orders. And this actually makes a massive difference. People underestimate how important this is. And so having good customer service and striving to offer better shipping times is going to make a massive difference.